Chicago in the summertime holds these national events, Lollapalooza, Gay Pride, Air and Water. Imagine a city that normally has a population of, say, 1.9 million, and you add another 500,000 to 1 million people. They all have to be protected. And so for those type of events, we go into 24-hour operations. We stand ourselves up. We're ready to move the mobile hospitals. We're ready to move any of the equipment or supplies that need to be done.
Zumro, as you see behind us, it's just a shelter, primarily a shelter that goes up very rapidly. And it can be an aid station. It can be a surge capacity for beds. It can be especially useful for decon and or a point of dispensing or command and control.
We make sure that the triage system that they've put together is well maintained, and we make sure that all of the trailers that hold the tents have everything that they need.
The annual Zumro exercise training that we do is critical, obviously, for their emergency readiness. The process involves us setting up the Zumro trailers, which are mobile hospitals intended to treat X number of patients where hospitals are at capacity or where they need to do field triage or whatever the situation is.
We're rolling out these big giant tents, but that's 16 beds, 3 or 4 of them together, 30 plus beds and maybe a command and control station. That has a huge impact if we were to roll that out and have it in a parking lot on the south side. Make sure that whatever happens is contained and help those first responders to stay pointed toward the problem.
The process is not a two-man job. You're talking 10 to 15 people just to roll it out, set it up, break it down. And that excludes our drivers that are key for making sure that those assets are positioned where we need them.
It's just an inflatable tent, but we also have to have power systems, so there are generators on each one. There are heaters on each one. There are air conditioners on each one to make sure that the people working in the tent and the patients in the tent are comfortable and safe from the outside elements.
When it comes to emergency response, when we deploy these assets that, Texas or Chicago or Oregon have asked us to protect for them, we're constantly doing maintenance. We're constantly doing checks and services on it. So when it deploys, it's ready.
Every year, these need to be opened up. Take a look at them, make sure there's no dry rot, make sure everything works, make sure all the pumps and the air handling works, and then roll them back up and put them away and have them ready. And also QA/QC the trailers and the generators and all the power stations.
It's kept in an optimal state of readiness when needed for an emergency, and it helps us to ensure that they're engaged and understanding what is going to be required from a labor standpoint to set it up and break it down.